the People's Empowerment Radio Show.
I'm on a mission to get it right. Gonna improve me, live a better life. I'm on a mission to get it right. Gonna improve me, live a better life. I'm on a mission. 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 I'm on a mission.
Welcome to the People's Empowerment Radio Show with your host, Lady A. Inspiring, motivating, and empowering you to live
a better life.
Welcome to the People's Empowerment Radio Show, where it is our goal to uplift you, inspire you, and most of all, empower you. I am your host, Lady A, and as always, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your love. Tonight we have a special guest who will be with us, and this young lady, she is the financial guru that's going to bless us with some financial information on how to improve and how to break free and how to grow our money. But before we bring her on, we have to pause for the cause and hear a word from our sponsors. Again, welcome to the People's Empowerment Radio Show, and tonight's guest is the CEO of Integrity Financial. She specializes in helping others get to their next level financially. She believes that financial fitness begins with changing the mind, which leads to a change in one's habits and lifestyle. Welcome to my show, Miss Breanna Cologne. How are you, Breanna? We might be having a little technical difficulties. Hello, Breanna?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I was saying thank you so much for that beautiful introduction.
You are more than welcome. Now, before I get into my list of questions here, just tell us a few things about yourself.
Well, I am a personal finance consultant, and I used to be actually an accountant before I got into the financial side of things, so it's always been about the numbers, but I absolutely enjoy empowering people to do well financially, and for people, that means a lot of different things. You know, it could be getting better with retirement planning or getting better with just having a budget or just getting better with saving money, just all of those things. So I really enjoy the opportunities that I get to share and to educate people in those areas. But I'm also a wife and a mom of 3 wonderful sons. So
Wow.
It's definitely a busy lifestyle, but I love it all. I'm very grateful.
So a wife, a mom, a CEO, a mompreneur, if you will, an entrepreneur,
and a singer,
and a singer, musician.
Right.
Oh my gosh! And your accomplishments. The list goes on and on and on. When do you find time to sleep?
I have to fit it in, you know, time management.
But, wow, so many great things going on with you. But I want to know, what inspired you to want to work with people and their finances? What was the thing that said, you know what, this is my niche, this is what I'm designed to do? What inspired you to do that?
Well, I would say before I would see in church actually is one area of one example of where it kind of started to bother me, that I would see the problem, especially amongst the African-American community, of people not getting what they need. So, for example, they may bring in a speaker from out of town, and, you know, the speaker would give a powerful seminar on finance, but for some people that is, you know, it works okay for them and they can take those tools and kind of move on from it. But then you have others that really need that one-on-one approach, and, you know, to constantly be around people, whether in church, out of church, that you see them constantly struggling, can't pay for some of the simplest of things, it was really, really bothering me. And I'm like, this is really the change. I just felt a sense of urgency to want to be a part of the change. Even in the mortgage industry, it's the same thing of, just kind of raising our awareness. I feel like for a lot of the African-American community as a people, we have just kind of lacked the knowledge needed. And so I wanted to be one of those trusted people that the people could count on to help them navigate through this financial system.
Wow. That is awesome, Saul. So you kind of took on that whole mindset of be the change that you want to see. You saw the need and you said, let me just step in and meet that need. That's awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I love your slogan. I purposely did not read it in the introduction because I wanted for you to really dig into it and talk to us about it. Your slogan says, a changed mindset minus old habits equals permanent results. I love that. So talk to us about your slogan, a changed mindset minus old habits equaling permanent results. Talk to us about that.
Well, because everything starts in the mind. The Bible tells us, as a man thinketh, so is he. And so as we start thinking about certain things, even the words that are coming out of our mouths, all of that affects our actions. So if we're constantly saying things out of our mouth like I'm broke, that's a reflection of what we were thinking about. We were thinking about our financial situation. Oh, I got all these bills and I have all this stuff going on. So at some point in time, you have to get to mentally where you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And once you get to that place mentally, then is where the first change begins, because now you've already shifted from I don't want to be in this place anymore to now I'm ready to do something different. And so once you're ready to do something different, that's the first change you need. And from there, you have to start changing your habits. Your habits will start to change because your mind has started to change. You'll start doing things differently. One of the things that I see that I'm so inspired by with the clients that I work with one-on-one, especially with women. I get a lot of women that are coming out of divorce or women that are already single that are trying to get on track with their finances, and the change that I'm able to see in them. I mean, these are women that, generally speaking, we know women like to shop. Women a lot of times tend to have a lot of debt and so forth and so on. And so at the point in time that they're coming to me for financial counseling, they have a lot of debt, a lot of bad habits and so forth and so on. But it's like a light switch comes on for them when they start the counseling, because that was the first step, is acknowledgement of, hey, I got a problem. I don't want to have this problem anymore. Now I want to shift into something different. And just to see their transition go from their old habits to now thinking about things differently, and even their language is different to where they're saying, oh, I got to stay on my budget. Wait, I got to check my budget. Just their whole is just so wonderful to be able to see. It just makes it that much more rewarding, the things that going to work every day, it just makes it worthwhile just because of that. But that's what produces the permanent results, because it's starting in their mind that I no longer want to live this way, or I no longer want to have this situation, and transition that into action with changing their habits and creating a new norm is then going to produce those permanent results that they want to see, a change in their financial future.
Yes, that is so very powerful. The formula that you just gave an example of is actually a formula that you can use it in almost any area of your life where you desire to see change.
Absolutely.
You have to change for anything, whether it's your finances or whether it's your health and your weight or your relationships or whatever it is. It all starts in the mind, and understanding how to identify those thought patterns that's helped you to create those habits, and how to get rid of that and put some new things. Start thinking some new thoughts. Start thinking some new thoughts that will create some new habits that will produce some really great results in your life. Now,
Absolutely.
I had the pleasure of being a part of one of your seminars, and you spoke about identifying your money mindset. And so what are some of the things that you do to help people to identify what their money mindset is?
Well, let's see. So that must have been when we were down south. So with their money mindset, are you a saver? Are you a spender? You know, you need to be able to identify what habits have been holding you back. Are you a person that makes impulsive decisions, that just, you know, decides that I'm going to go ahead and do this now and I'll worry about how I'm going to pay for it later? You know, or are you the person that, you know, as they say, robbed Peter to pay Paul? You know, when you are able to identify what your problems are, where your problem areas are, that is, of course, how you're going to be able to overcome. So, you know, if you're already a saver, you know, obviously then you're already in a good place, but then there's still a step up from there, you know, because there's different things, of course, that you can save for. But if you're a spender, what is it that you're exactly, where is the spending issue? So is it just, is it shopping? Is it eating out? You know, is it gambling? Sometimes I've met with clients that their issue is gambling. Is it smoking? You know, I found that with most people, they have their one thing that they tend to spend most of their money on, whether good or bad. You know, there's that one area that most of their money tends to go to. And for, you know, for a lot of people, it might be shopping, especially with women. You know, it could be shopping or eating out. Eating out is usually one of the bigger ones, but you have to be able to identify that. That's one of the things that I like when I do the analysis, bank analysis for clients. A lot of times people don't really realize how much they spend because they've gotten so used to check carding. I call it check carditis. But they get so used to check carding, and then once they see an analysis of what they've actually spent compared to what they thought they were spending, then it's like a reality check, like, oh, my gosh, I didn't realize I was really spending that much money on food, on Starbucks, on the mall, at Target, at Walmart. So, you know, you need to be able to identify what are your problem areas that you need to make a shift in.
Yes, yes. Awesome sauce, powerful stuff that really, you know, like I said, can be used in almost every area of your life. If you take this formula, listeners, if you take this formula and if you have a problem, if you have an area, whatever area, if you start in the mind, identifying what the problem is, identifying what the weakness is, and then, of course, figuring out a plan on how you're going to change this. You may need to reach out to somebody like Breanna who can help you devise a plan and hold you accountable so that you can get from point A to point B. That's why we have financial coaches, financial advisors, or health coaches, or life coaches even. You know, people that can help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Now, this one of the things that this wonderful woman did not say in her as she talked about herself, so I'll tell it for her. She is a new author. Clap, clap, clap. She is a new author of her first book, The Secrets of Saving Money, Experiencing the Unlimited. That is awesome. Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited for you. You are new. So tell us about this book. And tell us about the book.
So I am super excited about the book, super excited. The book is about tips and strategies. It's really a self-help book on tips and strategies for saving money on everyday expenses, such as your mortgage, your auto loan, gas, groceries, learning how to save in general, tips and strategies for that, activities, shopping, you know, you name it, church expenses for pastors and leaders, business expenses, military, there's a chapter for them. And the whole book is really all centered around mindset because, again, Experiencing the Unlimited, that's the subtitle, addresses the limits that we have placed on ourselves in our mind. And so, consequently, you know, we have been paying things a certain way because traditionally that is what everybody does, so this must be the way we're supposed to do things. And so we have kind of put ourselves in a box and put limits on ourselves involuntarily. So I want to create change in this book as people start to read it and raise their financial awareness so that by the time they're done, this becomes a lifestyle change and not, oh, this was just a good book to read. So with that, we have the book, we have the DVD, because some of the stuff, like especially in the grocery chapter where I kind of get in a little deep, where I've outlined all of the different gas rewards programs that I could find in grocery stores throughout the United States to help people maximize getting the most out of savings on gas and being able to buy more groceries at a lower cost. So that alone will cause you to want to buy the DVD just so you can kind of get a more broken down explanation of seeing me in action doing some of this stuff. So, but I've also created a T-shirt line that the front of the shirt says the mindset movement, because that is what I'm starting, is a movement for change, for people to get out of this traditional mindset and start to experience experience the unlimited, and to be able to start changing their financial lives. It's really going to be wonderful. It really is.
It sounds absolutely wonderful. I need to buy the book, the DVD, everything you got, just simply because, teach me how to save money at the grocery store and teach me how to save money at the pump, and then once I save the money, what to do with that. No, don't buy the shoes. We're not going to buy the shoes with the money, because we know the shoes are going to rot. We're going to put the money we're going to use it in a way that is going to make money for us. And I think that's one of the things as African Americans. The second we pay off a bill or we lower our debt and we've got some surplus, we're looking at that next thing to buy.
Exactly.
But if what we're buying doesn't increase our bottom line, if what we're buying is going to rot, mold, or rust, then it's really not an asset. It's really not going to do us much good.
Exactly. And this book is really going to show you how to free up money, because so often people are like, oh, I don't have any money for that, or I'm broke, or I can't afford that. And the reality is you can afford it. It's just that what are you doing with the rest of the money? You pay your bills, and what are you doing with what is left over? And there's a lot of things that we could be cutting costs on, but, it's the choices that we make. We don't. So I want to, again, shift the mindset, but in addition to that, show people how to free up money so when they say, I'm 45 and I don't have a retirement account, or I can't afford to plan for retirement, or once I finish doing this and that, I'll plan for retirement, we can kind of remove the excuse out of the way.
Yes. When you talk about mindsets, I'll just tell on myself for a second there. I recently made a really tough decision. I think it was tough. I downsized in my living quarters. I went from paying one amount, and in the downsize, I'm saving approximately about $300 a month. But
nice.
My bedroom is much smaller than what I'm accustomed to, and so I had to say, now which is more important? Is it more important for me to have the big lavish, what I'm used to or whatever, or could I use this? Could I downsize and use this money to, like you said, to build my retirement or to build my investments, to be able to invest in more in either my 401k or into stocks or into bonds or whatever it is that I'm going to invest the money in. And I took the road least traveled. I downsized, and now I have an extra amount of money each month that I can use to help build and prepare for my future.
Absolutely. When you want to reach a goal, sometimes you have to have temporary setbacks for permanent improvement. That's really the bottom line.
Wait, say that one more time, sis. Say it one more time.
I said sometimes when you want to reach a particular goal, you have to put yourself through temporary setbacks in order to have permanent improvement.
I love it.
You can always get another house. You can always get another car. So if you need to downsize for a minute to accomplish and get ahead on something that's more important, then we need to do that. And a lot of times that's part of our problem, is our pride. We can't seem to get out of our own way so that we can have a permanent improvement. We're so stuck on, well, I feel like I should have a car like this by this point in time, or I should have a house like this by this point in time. We get stuck on status and have a good status on the outside, but we're broke on the inside. Well, what good is that?
What good is it? Right. When we look at the mindsets of various millionaires, whether it's Warren Buffett or pick a millionaire, their mindset about money and how they think about money and how they choose to invest, the size of their homes, the clothes that they wear, the cars that they drive. Do they have a few luxury items? Of course, yes, sure.
Right.
But to see the minds, how different their mindset is about money, it's so amazing to me. because, most, especially African Americans, again, we just spend our dollars. We spend it. But to finally get to a place where we're conscious and we're aware that we're not just receiving money that's going to benefit us for today, but this money could actually benefit our children and our children's children. It's going to affect generations if we change our mindsets and use what we have wisely.
Absolutely.
So, Miss Breanna, please tell people before I ask you a few more questions. I was getting ready to I want you to just give us all your secrets. Tell us how to save this money. Tell us how to get out of debt. Tell us how to make our money work for us. Tell us what products are out there that can help us. But before I do all of that, tell us where we can get this book.
Well, the book is up for pre-order right now. It's due to be released in July, but you can pre-order, and we do have specials going on right now to give you an incentive to buy early. So the website is www.secretsofsavingmoney.com, www.secretsofsavingmoney.com.
Wow.
And there you will have several choices. You can get the book, you can pre-order the book, the e-book, you can get the DVD, the T-shirt, or you can get a bundle. It's a whole lot of options there for you.
Awesome. So, guys, make sure you visit the website and you check out the products because it's only going to help you. It's only going to bless you so that you can reach your financial goal and get to that next level. Now, before I let you go, give us my last question. If you could give us one piece of advice that will definitely help us, whether it's concerning saving or getting out of debt. What's your best piece of advice concerning finances and growing your money?
Well, I would say I'll start with a simple concept because a lot of people, like you mentioned earlier, particularly in the African American community, is one of our biggest issues is saving money in general, and that's from $30,000 a year income up to $150,000 a year income. We live in the now, as you stated. And so one simple way to just start saving money, I call it keep the change concept, which basically says that instead of paying an exact change when you go and pay for whatever it is, groceries at the store or wherever you are, pay in dollars so that you always get change and, start keeping that change and accumulating it, and before you know it, you've already started a savings. A lot of times people can't even do that. That's a simple way that right there, if you just shift your mind to, oh, you know what, I could start doing that. And actually it was my husband who got me started doing that because he would always come home and put his change on we have a little container on the nightstand. I would put change away. The kids have piggy banks and all of that, but I wasn't doing it the way he was doing it as far as paying dollars. I always gave exact change. So now once we shifted that, we find that change adds up pretty quickly. Before you know it, you have $50, you have $60 in change, and you can put that in your savings. That's a great way to start, whether you're young, middle age, old, whatever age you are, that's a great way to start.
Wow. So pay in dollars. Take the change.
Keep the change.
Keep the change and begin to
and
save
let it build
the change
up.
And let it build up and watch it grow.
Yep. That's a great start. Some people, that's step one. That's like a step one. Some people need that. Step one.
That is awesome. So before we go, please give people your web address one more time.
Yes, for the book, it is www.secretsofsavingmoney.com. Now, our company website, where you can get just a whole rack of financial information in general, that website is www.managegodsmoney.com. ManageGods, Gods, money.com. So, but the book is available on secretsofsavingmoney.com.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. We thank you so much for giving us such a wealth of information that I know is going to has already impacted and changed lives. And I can't wait to get my hands on this book and on this DVD so that I can implement some of your strategies and build my portfolio even more. So thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and giving us those nuggets. So,
absolutely.
As always, in closing out the show, I close out each week with my daily mantra, and the mantra simply is, it is our duty to live our best lives now. It is our duty to love one another. It is our duty to seek truth, for when we find truth, all we will lose are our chains. Thank you again, people, for joining us on tonight. Tune in on next week. I will be talking to you guys and teaching you guys about patterns and cycles and how to identify them and how to break them, because it all starts in the mind. Until next week, it's been your girl, Lady A. Peace and blessings.